We are taught all our lives to ignore bullies, take the high road.
Don't feed the trolls.
If we ignore them, they will go away.
So when we posted the first episode of a podcast that did the exact opposite,
A lone commenter asked, "Why do you bother responding to such people?"
we said, because when we do nothing, we are guaranteed one result.
And later we realized it is so much bigger than that.
Dear son, I wanted to raise you to be kind, to treat people with respect, to stick up for the underdog. I wanted to educate you about the clutches of addiction, the hopelessness of mental illness, the dangers of stigma, shame, stereotypes, and gender separation. I wanted to teach you that all humans are worth helping, that things are almost never simple, and everyone has some version of rock bottom. Some are just more obvious than others, but soon you will be exposed to a world that teaches you that all overweight or underpaid people are disgusting, lazy slobs, that all addicts are weak-willed and self-indulgent, that losing the will to live is not only an active personal decision, but a selfish one, that all women are whores, and that anybody who doesn't look like you is probably a criminal who does not belong in our country and does not deserve to give their children every opportunity the way that you have been given every opportunity. It will teach you that none of them deserve your help, time, or tax dollars, and that the only people who ever will are the ones who will never need it.
Dear daughter, I wanted to raise you to be happy. I wanted to teach you that if you are the kind of woman who attempts to bring beauty wherever you go, then you will never stop being beautiful, even when physical beauty fades. I wanted to teach you to have grace, dignity, and passion. I wanted to explain the difference between brutal and genuine honesty so you don't get confused when the world seems full of dead ends. A maze designed to make you hate yourself. But soon, you will be introduced to a world that will tell you women lose value with physical beauty, that self-respect is entitlement. They will call you stupid, worthless, unclean, immoral, or if not those things, then prude, frigid, or tease. And if you have the confidence to see through it and rise above it, then you will become the competition, a stuck-up, know-it-all bitch. They will shame the gorgeous smile away from your face and then hate you for not having it.
Dear daughter, I wanted to raise you to be curious, to never stop asking questions, that a certain level of intelligence should be accompanied by a sense of obligation to improve the world. I wanted to teach you that humans have the capacity to be gods, that we've built machines that fly, grown organs in labs, cured the incurable, invented a way to show others the movies that take place in our minds, that all you have to do is figure out the best way to communicate a world that they have yet to see. Like Einstein did with mathematics, like the Curies did with chemistry, like Darwin and Newton and the power of observation, that you can pioneer greatness if you simply trust yourself and never stop looking for answers within the unexplainable. But soon you will be exposed to a world that will compare science to Satanism, that sacrifices quality of life and Nobel Prizes for the impossible standards of a book written 3,500 years ago. They will call you a murderer for using the stem cells of an unloved, unwanted fetus that could not feel pain, while attempting to save the lives of children with incurable neurological illnesses, very much loved and in unimaginable pain. If you dream of the doctors who will never again have to say, there was nothing more we could do for your child, they will reduce it to a pipe dream, cut your funding, bury you beneath your student debt, and replace your wonder with a nagging questioning of yourself, why they will not let you save them and why you thought they were worth it to begin with. Instead, they will insist upon a God so insecure that he would create humans with human nature and eternally torture those unable to defy it. They will ignore and destroy the beautiful world around them and happily sacrifice it for the one in the sky.
Dear son, I wanted to teach you to be tolerant, to respect every culture and religion, and see diversity as beautiful, to be open-minded, and hold the good of mankind to the highest standard, above any opinion, judgment, or belief. I wanted to teach you to listen and do your best to see all sides, to not only think, but educate yourself before speaking. I wanted to teach you to be a leader, and that the difference between right and wrong lies in accuracy, correctness, and the most objective version of the truth. I wanted to teach you that the key to morality is found in empathy, and not in the currency of a Sunday collection box. That all you have to do is take a moment to consider how your actions impact others and yourself. I wanted to explain that sexual orientation has nothing to do with goodness, kindness, or compassion. That you should always forgive even when it is not requested, because hate is the heaviest burden to bear, and that all humans are worth believing in, even those who don't believe in you. I wanted to teach you to lead by example, without reason or agenda, simply because you can. But soon you will enter a world where a subjective view of morality is held above human well-being. They will preach several thousand versions of something, yet call it black and white. Some will claim that ultimate power is money or possession. Others will express a need to believe in something bigger, because if we held ourselves responsible for the well-being of every living thing, the responsibility would be so overwhelming that it simply is not worth doing. They will preach personal responsibility as an excuse to help no one, then present you with a God who absolves them of guilt. They will speak loudly, yet say nothing, manipulate you for your vote, turn their backs on your children once they have it, and have the audacity to call it leadership.
Dear daughter, I wanted to protect you from the things that happened to me. But how can I look you in the eye when I couldn't even protect myself? How can I teach you about the kind of caution and fear required to remain unscathed without destroying your trust and faith in humanity? Do I tell you your mother was raped multiple times by different people? Do I tell you that afterwards you won't feel like fighting? Do I tell you that it strips you of your sense of well-being, self-worth, and security? Do I tell you that being pretty means that women will see you as the rival and men will see you as something to be conquered or kept? That you will often be lonely and feel you are doing everything wrong because you happen to represent both want and insecurity? That when you finally find the connection you crave, you should not allow yourself to be happy because you might be the prey in a dangerous game? Soon you will enter a world where rape victims are guilty until proven innocent, and justice comes at the price of self-destruction, judgment, shame, criticism, and skepticism. A world that will kick you at your lowest and say that rape culture doesn't exist all in one breath. And when everything you thought you knew is taken, they will blame your dress, your legs, your skin, your voice, your actions, your eyes, and your smile. And in the midst of all of that, they will expect you to put yourself on trial for the sake of justice, to fight for their daughters when they wouldn't fight for you. How do I explain that a large portion of the population sees rape accusations as man-shaming behavior while ignoring the fact that people get raped? That beyond our anatomy, we are all just people, and shit just happens, and it's not personal. How do I tell you that if a rapist impregnates you, there are people who believe their tax dollars are more important than your never-ending nightmare? How do I tell you that you should be a mother when you are ready and able to be the best possible mother when so much of the world will call you a murderer and compare your decision to the Holocaust? How do I explain that you are not Hitler, but a confused, scared little girl who made a mistake? How do I trust the government to pass bills ensuring your safety without also attaching one that will harm you? And how do I get through your life without losing my mind when I can barely get through my own? How do I help you hold yourself together when I am hanging by a thread?
Dear parents, present and future, we all raise our children to believe that they can do and be anything. We raise them to be kind, to treat all people equally, to help those in need. We teach them that people are generally good and that they deserve love and respect. In the past, parents had to worry about who their children were with after school. The internet is the most populated public place in the world, yet most of us still see it as internet versus real life. The internet is real life, a public place created and maintained by people, for people. Everything you see was put there by a person, and everything you say will be seen by people.
When their middle school requires a laptop, your parental controls cannot protect them from the comments of the article where someone will feed them false rape statistics and say that warning your child is fear-mongering. That video might be educational, but read the comments. And you might be completely aware that if someone used that phrase around your 12-year-old in public, you would immediately speak up. But the internet is a public place and your children are there, yet no one feeds the trolls. So they might see a semi-convincing argument for hate so powerful that people seem unable to argue. When we say nothing, we allow our children to interact with people we would never allow in real life. It is real life. There is so much hate and it speaks so loudly that we appear to be regressing as a society.
Don't take our word for it. Listen to our podcast, visit our website, or better yet, start reading comments. Collecting comments for each episode is immensely unpleasant. Some of what we read is enough to make us feel physically ill, so we understand wanting to ignore it. But like we said to the commenter, when you do nothing, you are guaranteed one result. And this is not good enough for our children or yours. It is not a result we are willing to accept. You might not agree with everything we say, and that's okay. We envision a world for our children that is fearless,
Godless,
Conscious,
creative,
and informed.
but above all, we aim to broadcast empathy, acceptance,
Awareness and tolerance. A world for our children and yours that allows them to just be.
Ours is the voice they will hear over others if we collectively decide to never stop speaking.